that this person has tagged me on every platform and wants this discussion.
You are right. I do want this discussion, and I unironically appreciate you responding to me.
I am not pro-abortion.
I realize some of your response is probably going to be to me specifically, and some of it's going to be kind of a general response to the abortion debate, and I'm not sure which one this is supposed to be, but just to be super clear, I did not say you were pro-abortion. I don't think you're pro-abortion. One of the reasons I don't think you're pro-abortion is because so far, as far as I can tell, you have not acknowledged that it is a regular practice for people to abort physically healthy, viable babies carried by physically healthy women. And hardcore pro-abortion activists, they'll acknowledge that. They'll defend it. And you don't. So I don't think you're pro-abortion.
You're making it black and white that there's either babies who have these catastrophic fetal anomalies, and then there's these hateful, awful people who just don't care and just want to have their babies ripped out of them because one day they just woke up and decided they didn't want to be pregnant anymore.
It's ironic that you're saying I made it black and white, and then you go on to complain about an argument that not only did I not make in that video, I've literally never made in my life, because that's not what I think. I try to talk to moderate pro-choice people about the reality that it is legal in multiple places in the country to abort healthy, viable babies, and that there are clinics that do it. And for reasons I'm not totally clear on, the only thing they hear is this weird cartoon villain, you must think women are casual and evil. That's all you hear. What I actually said in my video was that some women get later abortions because of fetal anomaly. Some do it because they didn't know they were pregnant sooner. Some do it because they have a major change in their life that isn't related to a medical issue, like a breakup or change in finances. The categories are not limited to fetal anomalies or casual evilness. I'm trying to get moderate pro-choice people to acknowledge there is a third category, and that is that they might be making what for them is a very serious decision, and that decision results in aborting a healthy, viable baby.
You are going to have anencephalic babies who will not ever survive. And then you're going to have babies with genetic anomalies that may or may not live a long time. And some of those anomalies may not be catastrophic to you.
See, this is also ironic that you said I'm making things black and white, but the only kinds of later abortions that you seem prepared to acknowledge are ones that have to do with fetal anomaly. You got a little bit more nuance because you contrasted catastrophic fetal anomalies where they won't survive at all with other genetic anomalies where they might survive for a while or not, which might be catastrophic to some people, but you were still stuck on fetal anomalies.
You and I are not the same, okay? I will not ever pretend to be pregnant.
Ma'am, I've never pretended to be pregnant, and if you don't want to pretend to be pregnant, that's fine. But I skipped straight to, hey, call them yourself and hear for it yourself, because I thought you would do exactly what you did instead. You look for a reason to not believe it. You go to the website, you see that they have a section for fetal anomaly abortion, and that's what you focus on, and then you talk only about anomalies. Their section for second trimester abortion says on their website that they will go up to 27 weeks. When's viability again? Note they didn't say they wouldn't do it past 27 weeks, and you could confirm that with them directly if you wanted by calling them, which you don't want to do. Okay. ParkMed in New York City advertises abortions into the second and third trimester. They're specifically focused on D&E, dismemberment procedures, and they talk about how it could be for fetal anomaly or it could be because you didn't know you were pregnant in the first place. Partners in Abortion Care in Maryland does them up to 34 weeks. This New Yorker article talks about that, and it talks about the patient they treated who didn't find out she was pregnant until 30 weeks. The DuPont Clinic in D.C., Women's Choice Health in Colorado, they both do 31 weeks and 6 days. The Boulder Abortion Clinic says it will go up to 32 weeks with some rare later exceptions. And these are all places that are listed under laterabortion.org as places that will do it without medical indication. You said in the caption to your video to me and in other videos you've done that most of the abortions after viability into the third trimester are for heartbroken parents with very wanted pregnancies. But the reality is you don't know that. There is literally no quantifiable data about who is getting abortions in the third trimester, and meanwhile there is data to show that at least some of them, it's on healthy fetuses carried by healthy women. Not fetal anomalies at different levels, just no anomalies.
There's so many people in that comment section who hate my freaking guts.
For whatever it's worth, I don't hate your guts. I assume you don't hate mine. I mean, we don't even know each other. I am asking you to be honest. I want you to acknowledge what I'm saying. Abortion is legal in multiple places in the country on healthy babies that, if born, could be viable, could be transferred to a NICU, could survive. And it is practiced that way at least some of the time.
But I will fight until my dying breath for my patients to be able to make informed decisions for themselves.
I get this. I understand it's your core motivator. I assume you've had countless experiences advocating for people in heartbreaking situations and trying to help them as best as you possibly can. I get that. But my very specific question for you is, would you advocate for them to make informed decisions about aborting, as in causing the death of an otherwise healthy, viable baby? That's what I want to know. If your only response to this is to talk more about how heartbreaking it is when people have fetal anomalies or any kind of anomalies, that's what I mean about not being honest. We both know that people get later abortions for fatal anomalies as an act of mercy. We both know that. That's not what I'm talking about. So again, I will ask you, I'm trying to be as straightforward as I can. First question, do you recognize that aborting healthy, viable babies when there is no medical emergency is legal and practiced at least sometimes? That's the first question. And if you do recognize that, the second question is, do you support that? Do you think that that should be legal?